Good morning and welcome to today's live on Equa Television International. I have Sambo Solomon Sabe, I have Joyce Jakada on set. My name is Engineer Tony J. Nakali, and today we're going to be talking about growth. If we had not grown, we wouldn't be doing this on set. And if you're watching, the show is live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on satellite. If you want to make a contribution, just go quickly to the comment section and be able to say your mind, what you think growth is, so that we can forge ahead together. So don't forget, it's not just the three of us doing this show. You out there, you are a great participant, and let's do this together. What does growth mean?
Well, literally, when you talk about growth, it means increase.
It means increase. Solo, do you have a different perspective? Okay. Okay. So, there are things that let's look at growth from like two different angles.
Okay.
There are things that grow on their own without watering, without any effort, Even human beings, you can just grow on your own. Like you don't, you don't put a concerted effort to grow. We're talking about physical growth, but what we're talking about internal growth, you have to be deliberate about it. You have to be deliberate about it. Even the physical growth, there are some things you do so you can grow well. There are people who grow, but yet they are not growing well. But there are people who grow, they grow well because they eat the things that make them grow well. So let's look at these things that make you grow well. Believe me, today I'm struggling with this 1 hour we have for the show to talk about growth, because growth is all encompassing. It touches every area of life, and people have grown. Like in Nigeria now, the people that are joining politics for the first time, I think in the history of our politicking in Nigeria, this is the first time we're having this much number of people joining politics. The people that are getting married now, they are much, than the people who were getting married before. The people that are building houses. So these are all elements of growth, So if you factor that into what growth means, it graphically explains that. So how do you grow let's touch a little about physical. People know that a lot. So let's just touch a little about it. Then we come back to how you grow yourself intellectually, because that is the most important thing. Physical growth will not give you money. Physical growth will not put food on your table. Physical growth will not even take you from one point of elevation to the other. So we are looking at growth physically before we enter the intellectual aspect, which is going to be the primary focal point on the show today. Up to you, the boy, the girl. Sorry, I called you boy. The man, the girl. You're a girl. Are you married?
It's okay.
Talking about me on this show, is that you put me to act off one day.
Have you here, and we have been
Out of Plateau.
of this
Are you
now.
serious?
So we are proud of you.
We're talking about growth, and it's important that we look at growth from various angles. But we're looking at the physical angle of growth now.
Yeah. It matters. Yeah. For the fact that God is a principle God, and that's why growth is there, because it's a process. So, like from your preamble, you see, so you could still see reason why they are there. You could still see result. Even physical growth, God is trying to tell us that He rested. You give birth to a child, to see that child day by day, like, during antenatal, they would
About that,
yes, or
in Jesus' name.
God is trying to turn in the mother, which is called milk. The baby needs
In the milk.
mother needs something. Her meal.
Let's go buy this and buy that one.
You see the man running. Helter skelter.
Wow, awesome.
see growth in one's life, and even God is shouting, "No, this is my family." You wake up in the morning, forward to morning where you want to see growth, and then the moment beautiful to see growth in it's beautiful. Even when you have children, you try. If you don't eat, you will not grow to become like mommy or like daddy. So they ensure they get like the food is balanced. There's a way you can be feeding your child with one particular food, and then you start hearing of kwashoko and the rest. The child can just be you see one old child, we ask the age, looking very small, but you ask the age, the child can just tell you, oh, ensuring that there's food in the
Possibly.
child. You know, some is generic, like
Architect of everything, and here the extra, and then they do things that enablement to think that it's possible to do that, and you grew to the level of doing it to achievement for people to even use. You see, that is one area you have to consider where you're, and found out later that because I don't want us to dwell so much on the physical. There's so much to say about the intellectual growth. Do you know why? Because nothing good work. You better start working on based on your promise. Some people are now steps in a story building or 2 or 3. They are all, but then it's important. So you get to the third, they are also important to take you to where you are. Some people don't care about the process of growth. On this path, you want to walk on this path. There is a lion here. There is an elephant. There is a rattlesnake. They are all waiting for you. The first point you get is when you get to the third tree, you see is a mango tree. There is always a lion underneath it. Say, wow, wow, wow. I'm grateful, Joyce. I'm grateful. Immediately you will go. People that are, he is trying to stop me. He say lion inside town. Fault me, but please don't tell her. She has her head will be begin and begin. So don't tell her. But do you know how I escaped that lion? I was thinking car should just go back, but back is far. Immediately I cross see snake. This is the scar now. See this one. And at the end, you find out that because you didn't wait to hear how you can deal with these things, you will not get to the end of the journey. Because you get to see scary and scary and scary animals on that path that you were warned, and then you start looking for ways to come back. Everything on earth, except even if God is giving you favor, you can't lay at home and get the things that you want that will make you become a human being. Have you seen people? Most of the people that are like me, the process. What are you doing to get there? What are you doing to will come to you? Nothing is not a food. Nothing is not a bed. Nothing is not a chair. Nothing is like the word is. Nothing. So when you sit down, you are crossing hand, you are crossing leg. Nothing is crossing hand. Nothing is crossing leg. You'll be looking at each other. Hunger will come. Nothing cannot do anything. Have you met people who told you are killing yourself, you need to be resting, this your work, blah, blah, blah. At the end, it says you have transport. Where do I get the transport from? From the work that you say, I'm killing myself. So if we are talking about intellectual growth, for the next, in fact, for the lifespan of equity,
things to just happen without following process. People, like you said, like people don't know what is there, but you go through this way. These are the things. In fact, as you're telling people about the process, they might just be carried away because what they want is just sharp. It's either now or never. So people just don't like process. But for you to grow intellectually, there are a lot of things you need to deal with. I know that God is created us for greatness, and yes, there's greatness in you. But you have to be deliberate about walking in that greatness. Recall that we always talk about the fact that the devil is like a roaring lion looking for who to devour. He knows that there's greatness in you, and he knows that you're headed for the prize. You think he will just fold his arms and watch you? No. He won't. So there are obstacles to growth. And unless you go to the point of recognizing those obstacles, then you will not go anywhere. He can bring them in forms of friends. Like you said, that will come and tell you, why are you killing yourself on that job? How much are they paying you? I cannot do it. Like people will come and tell you all manner of things. If you are not a focused person, and then if you are not thinking of growth.
Proud of Angwa on an international TV. We know you're a product of Angwa.
Who you were created
you know
to
you're
be compromise. You want to please everyone. Not be happy with me. Okay, let me just, if I say no, we are used to doing it like this. So don't come on. Okay, can you, like people 30 years establishment need to
because some of us some have never done to even go out to see certain things that will physical growth. You need protein, you need carbohydrate, you need what is your mandate if you are an organization? Like, actually, how are things being done? You are being given a mandate of stand it manually, the way it was. I don't think important. And then you see, are those things that you have to explore what is happening. Like now, not collapse, you know, but dropping things there free that you can just friends. That which are intelligent, are highly knowledgeable, that you can rely on their experience, just like the way you said earlier. Followers should listen. Yes. When you say there is lion and people meet,
that will scare the lion.
That was for you to navigate. You meet other obstacles after the lion that
what the lion already.
That becomes your threshold.
Sit down and think about. Maybe just check it. Attracted to, there are people that you see faster, like in the nick of time. In fact, there are times when you will have a project while people are figuring out how they will start, not even how to start, how to even absorb the idea, to start bringing modalities with which they will engage in making that. Oga, certain people are bringing you solutions that will take you 3 days to finish it. And these are people that are hated the most in organizations. There are cleaners in organizations that before you come to work, these guys have cleaned. But there are cleaners that will come and tell you, okay, please lift your leg up. We are trying to. They have not grown, even though they can sweep. They have not grown. See, if you are a janitor, maybe a cleaner, nobody claps for you for cleaning well. People clap for you for being extra. It is growth that brings about that extra. It is growth, sir. In an organization, they are looking for who to deal with something in 6 weeks. Call Solo. In 2 weeks, max 3 weeks, this thing will be ready. Just call him now, you see. Lo and behold, they call you. The project is getting to 3 months. Why they say 6 weeks? Even me that suggested you, I have no idea your capacity. The Joyce that was ignored, thinking she's a lady, she's the one that was giving the project. And she didn't even know anything about it. She would just come back, 1 week, 2 days. She will even overdo it, beyond what we said. So when we talk about capacity, people still don't understand what capacity means. They don't understand, sir. Politicians are busy doing what is pleasing to them. Politicians that have capacity are employing few people with the brain that they can rely on, and they are doing exploits. There are people that want to become God. Somebody wants to. What does that tell you? During campaigns. I think that's good. I have to say it again. Yes. The people you will see during campaign, they are not 10% the people you will deal with, not see. The people you will are worn out at the level of campaigning to become what you are saying you want to become. These people are disturbing me. We can't go here. There's pressure here. What if you become the governor of the head of, or the head of state, or the senator, or whatever you are? When you say, Lord, bless me seat of the senatorial seat of Lagos Central Zone. Lord, make me the member House of Assembly, just not Basa. You don't know the problems you are asking God for in disguise. All you are seeing is the position you want to occupy. Well, you say you don't know what. When you are asking God for a car, you're also asking for the problems that the car comes with. You are also saying you want to be friends with some mechanics you are not willing to be friends with. You are also saying that the person that is saying, oh, my garage is leaking, is it not because he has a car? If it's only goats and dogs that stay in the garage, would he be bothered that the garage is leaking? So always think about it. that what you ask God for. It's been long, I've been out of a relationship. God, when? God, when? You see people holding hands. Hey, God, when? Oh, God, when? Oh. Finally, the brother or the sister shows up. And then you start making comments. Certain things are not by force in this life.
I want to have my space.
Can I, how in the world did I get into all of these problems? Do you understand, my brother? There is always a shift that we neglect. Always. You ask for something, the power to maintain it becomes a problem for you. Now you have to do a study before you want to become a leader, before you want to become a politician, before you want to have that, before you collect that political appointment. Don't be in a hurry to collect it. Some of us would have been in positions by now. Don't be in a hurry. Weigh the options. Monetary. Okay, how much comes to me? Because if you have not grown, you won't think this way. You don't have capacity. How much comes to me monthly? 2 million. Whoa, I'll be 2 million rich monthly. No, sir. You will not be too. Announce the XYZ of the governor of Plateau State. You have to look for a new place to start living where people will not discover. Some people's breakfast will be tied to your wife. Some people's lunch will be tied to you. You don't cook, so I'm just. Some people's lunch will be tied to your wife. So all of this lunch, breakfast, dinner that is tied to your wife, the money is also tied to your pocket. Remember, it's just 2 million. Church will give you a week in a month from that 2 million. Mosque will give you 50 invitation cards with that 2 million. Community will give you 50 invitation cards with that 2 million. So you have to check. Capacity, sir, is not just because you are commissioner of the state or you are senator or you are this. So when people come with something, you know all these things that are happening, they won't happen again. If I become senator, all these things will not happen. If I become, we'll just go low key. See the pressure before you declared your intention to us. You always talk about capacity. Capacity is like a balloon. It looks small. When you start blowing it, it gets bigger.
That's it, you live in it. That is never going to work and grow. You have to know the saw, and you can do it with deliberate effort. You cannot fold your hands and say, I know that I will make it. And just live without doing anything. You know, there are this set of people that say, God is a God of miracle, He's a God of speed. At any time, He can come on your bed. Yes, God is a God of miracle, He's a God of speed, but He's not a foolish God. And that is why He said, I will bless the works of your hands. He said, ask and I will give to you. But what effort are you making? What is the deliberate plan that you're working on to be who you are, to increase from this level to that level? Why do we have children in school writing exams, promotion exams? Why would they just sit down at home and then when it's after third term, they'll come and pick your child and take him to the next class? There needs to be effort in whatever you're doing. So it's very important that you have that positive mindset. Like personally, I when I'm set to do something, I don't like having people around me that are like, I beg, let's not do it. Like those things can just
Must we do it now?
Is a big turn off for me. If it's worth doing well, can you just do it very well? So you can't have negative mindset and expect that you grow. You remain where you are and you wish the exam will come, you write, you fail. But make effort, put in like that should come out, you attempted. Like God did not expect you to. That is what differentiates a Christian from an unbeliever. Goes back to God broken. Yes, I did this and ask for mercy. So guilt is like you having contract with the devil. Because that, if you want to grow.
The reason why, and that's what I'm doing. You see, if you don't understand the rationale behind how the world is integrated, you'll be comfortable with not growing. Very comfortable. If you don't understand it, you see, Joyce, just let's imagine that we wake up to a Nigeria where the people who make these things are tired. Let's just imagine. Imagine we are waking up to a Nigeria where people selling fuel. Okay, anyway, there's no fuel anyway. But let's say completely there's no fuel. People who are making cars, they are like, see, we are not making any car again. People who farm, they just wake up to be like, there's no farming anymore. People who make fabrics for us to wear clothes, we are not doing fabrics anymore. We are not molding blocks anymore. We are not doing restaurant business anymore. We are not selling skincare products. We are not doing cosmetics business anymore. We are not even producing it anymore. So everything comes to a halt. Kita wa tunani? Kita wa iba? Kata wa tunani? But it's good we start thinking that way. You never thought of it, but it's good we start thinking that way. Growth. Let be. Even while these people are at business, you are not doing anything. How much more they folded up? If you don't understand that you are talking about Moses, you are talking about David, and you reminded me of Moses. God said, I am tired of having my people in captivity. And my people must transcend. So he brought them out of Egypt. You think, who made the heavens and the earth?
God.
Is he not aware that there was a sea? Why did he tell them to follow that route? Is he not aware? So even God, he waits to get to a place before he crosses it. When they were running, when they were going, he would have told Moses, you know, this Red Sea, Moses, what do we do? This sea, you know, we should just go back. Oh, at least they can't kill all of you. They might kill maybe 25 of you or 40 of you. But when they got there, what did God do? God said, he didn't tell Moses, when you get there, do this. No, they got there first. Moses cried out. People complained. And God, the shocking thing is, God was aware the sea was there, but he never said anything about it. What does that tell you? Is God not waiting for you to take your own part of the bargain? There is your part of the bargain. Some people will see some people prospering and they call it all sorts of things. Okay, what is your own part of the bargain? To act. It's that simple. You say, this, me, I don't want to write WAECO. They say maths is very, very difficult. You do labor work. As long as you don't God acted, the answer that he gave Moses, it was like me and Moses we have discussed before. He said, what is in your hand? As if he told him, this thing, don't. He got there and said, what is in your hand? In fact, there was a part that God, they were thirsty. There was no water, and God said, speak to the rock. Moses struck the rock. Water still came out. The Bible says God gave them heat for the night because it was cold. Heat for the night and manna from above. They ate meat. What is your own part? Yeah.
He's taking them from captivity. He brought us here to come and just kill us in the middle of nowhere. Take us back. It's better we go there, continue with our captivity. Look at the plan of God. You talk about the bargain, and look at how they were complaining. They are saying they want to go back. In fact, this story always reminds me when they said it's better they should go back and eat kabiwa. You see, sir? Yes, they are proud of that.
You want to pay the price. Look at Almighty Jesus. He paid a price to save us.
It's true.
What is the price you are paying for your own growth? People want to come to work in the morning and wait for closing time. People want to be, they say, they even post it. I just want to lay down and be taken care of. Who has time for that in a relationship now? You don't want to invest anything.
You are even sending signal.
There's something they post that they are in their baby girl mode. They want to husband to, hey,
Oga wife.
Oga wife.
I want to be Oga wife.
What do you want to be when you grow up? Say she wants to be Oga,
Oga
wife.
wife.
How did he become Oga? Oga grew. You don't want to grow.
Just
Sir,
sit with remote.
every man today wants to marry a compliment.
Yes.
Every man wants to marry a compliment.
Yes.
If the man is making $1 million, you might be making 0 kobo. But if he sees the potentials of you making 500,000, he might embrace you as a wife. If not, sir, you will not be any different from the furniture at home.
It's true.
Somebody said that if you attended up to 100 weddings in your life, 100 weddings in your life, and you are still single, he said you are not different from the canopy. Canopy has attended more than 100. You need to grow. Why are girls not finding men today? Because you attract the kind of person you are. Why are men preferring to stay single or jump from one woman to the other? Why? Because people don't have potentials to grow. Sir, all week we can talk about this growth, even without repeating points. Let's check our social media to see if we have people that are following the show. Martha, do we have people that are following the show? I can see Yahaya JM. Very interesting topic for discussion. The same Yahaya JM is saying strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle, which is very, very true. You see, it's not just a struggle. There is a continuation, it's a process. You have to continue in the pain. You have to continue in the discomfort. You have to continue taking the insult. You have to continue listening to what people say about you, hearing it. You have to continue. You have to be deliberate.
I was going to say that it doesn't come without pain. There are times that as far as you've made that decision to grow and you're deliberate about it, all these things will come. Insults, people that will come and say all kind of things, it will definitely come.
Joyce, not just saying all kind of things. They will drag the chair you are on while you are sitting on it. They want to tumble the chair down so that you can fall. Physically, they may not do that. But I'm just saying from the things that they do. Do you know how many people are working real hard for you to live where you are now? Just so that they can be bumped up.
Yes.
Do you know how many people want to become the General Secretary of ECWA? Do you know how many people want to become the President of ECWA? Do you know how many people want to become the Financial Director of ECWA? Do you know how many people want to become GM of ECWA TV? Do you know how many people? But you know what? God is not a foolish God. He can only appoint or choose the people that will move what he wants, what he has forward. So in your final words, I'd like to take a minute before some people will start walking into the studio right now.
Well, it's important that people out there
disregarding that we are in charge.
It's important that people out there understand that once you are determined and you've made up your mind to grow, there will definitely be obstacle. Could be compromise, mediocrity, friends that don't add up to you. It can come from guilt, from past mistake. It can even come from intimidation from people around, but you have to make up your mind to fight those obstacles. Fix your eyes on the goal, on the prize, and of course you will get there. Everybody must not like you, because the fact that the devil is fighting your growth, there are also other people that are around you. He doesn't have to just come and there with the two looking black and all of that to fight you. People around you can be also obstacle to your growth. So just to encourage everyone out there, fix your eyes on the goal.
Surround yourself with
Good people that are knowledgeable. Be confident about yourself. Know what you want. Regardless of what happened, be consistent and keep moving.
It's almost needless to say anything on the show, because truly, I think we have made a remarkable progress. If you want this topic to continue tomorrow, let's get your views on Facebook. If not, we'll take what's the topic for tomorrow again? the mindset. Tomorrow we're looking at mindset, and I really want you to sit still. Keep a date with us on Equa Television. Let's talk about mindset. Solomon Sambo Sabe did this with me alongside Joyce Jakada. My name is Tony J. Nakale. On behalf of every staff and crew member that supported this show to be the huge success that it is, that it was, we're grateful, and we hope you enjoyed watching the show as much as we did making it. We are grateful to our one and only Equa executive for giving us the support to be on air and to be able to speak this truth to people. Thank you very much. Please do me a favor, stay out of trouble, love one another, be kind to one another, and then help people that you can for them to grow. See you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bye-bye.